I forgot to set up properly. Shoot. Whoops. Let me just. Shit. This is a bit wanky. I forgot to set up properly. This should be this. Thank you. Okay. With that, thanks. Nearly do my outro. Hi. I can't scream, yell, or speak any louder, but it is day. Let me just show you in game. This is not how I show you in game. I'm doing a bad job right now. Great start. 1,200. 1,200 days of Star Rail that I played in the row since launch. Who's up? At this point, my sanity is all gone. I'm not sure why I'm still doing it in a row. And more or less is I stream the whole thing every single moment. Okay, not every single moment, but most of the major time through like story mode, end game mode, or any side quest. I have it all streamed and archived in my YouTube channel. So it's crazy that 1,200 days of my recording is just there. Anyhow, today, as per tradition, so every 100 days, I, for some reason, decided let's make a tier list. Why not? Okay, let's just not interact much with the game, but this time I'm gonna interact a bit because this 100th tier list is drumroll. Boom. Aha, you might notice. That's right. It is the Bond in Currency War. Also, the audio is way too loud in game. Calm down. So, our Currency War is one of the newest endgame mode they introduced. One of those for fun endgames, not really for you to test using your team. The last one will be apocalypse. No, normally abbreviation. But Currency War is absolutely free form to an extent game mode where you just, if you play TFT, you know what it is. The TFT kind of style. I'm not sure what's the genre called. I know it's called auto chess, but it's not really auto. You can kind of play. So yeah. So we are gonna rank every single. Oh my! I just realized this thing is blocking the whole time. Every single Bond up until now. So the newest one will be the Holy Grail, and this is not like a guide to say what is the most meta. You should always pick this comp or what. Right? This is just how I feel about the Bond when I use them throughout my time of playing Currency War. Fair? So this is not limited to just this patch. This is all patches that contain the Currency War, because some of the effect changes and unit differ, right? So I'm gonna speak as if like how I view the cumulatively version of the Bond, right? That's important because some of the unit that I used in the previous Bond is no longer too viable, not too accessible for the current Bond, current patches, right? So I'm not ranking, though it's gonna definitely take into account of all the unit. I'm not gonna rank every unit. I'm just rank the Bond. So certain unit I might be more biased hence might put that bond higher. So just be aware. Cool. With that being said, let's start right from where the tier list starts. So the very first one, Express Cohort. So I need to recall whether or not I know all of them. So Express Cohort contain March 7 Preservation, Danhan Ibuna Line Lunae. I'm gonna butcher every name now for some reason. Himiko Nova, though I think regular Himiko is also Express Cohort, but I have not used regular Himiko in this patch. So I do try to take into account of the advisor. But regular Himiko is still break, right? Yeah, it's still provided by break. And obviously the Trailblazer, not use Sparksy. Get fuck off. And lastly, of course, who can forget? No wait, there's one more. And lastly, who can forget Sunday and Welt? Alright. So there'll be one access. So Express Cohort can go from 2 to 6, 2, 4, 6. And normally you won't get regular Himiko, but you can able to get all 6 and get a full effect. Okay. Another special thing about Express Cohort is that since you will use Himiko Nova, you're automatically also going to use Navigator, which is going to be affected based on who you choose for your Express member, right? I'm not sure. Can you choose? I just realized. Can you choose Himiko? You can, right? Join Break Bond and gain break related enhancement effect. I don't think they showcase what specifically each one does, but from what I have used, I only use mainly one type, March 7, which provide the shield, which I think is pretty good because you don't really get you don't really add much shield unit unless you really go out of your way, right? Normally for this, I think I'll try to go for one healer. I don't know, like Ho-Ho. I think Ho-Ho is not bad to add the energy. But normally once you reach like you don't really get this, but this one only provide a break, so it doesn't matter. Pretend like Himiko normal is not there. Ho-Ho can add it for the energy and as a healer. I think you need some really, like we're talking about end games, sustain quite a lot. So I like to put in Fu Xuan. Might even need to put in Locha if I really need to sustain. But other than that, probably one more debuff. Last time I played, I got the Pella, which I think is really good, really decent when I have Pella. So this I think is like the most, probably one of the better comp that I work well. So you will use Navigator on March 7 to get the shield buff, so you get extra shield, and also what it does is that you will have, there's a quick related, it's basically a taunt meal where if enemy hit you, they take certain amount of damage. Here's a neat part. They always take way more damage than you will ever do. So in endgame, I feel like it's almost needed unless you have like all the vertical stack for a certain other comp. It's almost absolutely needed if you're playing pure Express Cohort to get March 7, because I feel like your team's barely gonna do any damage. You just shield up and give them the damage, return back. So I feel like normally you would do 2 more shield. If I don't have Pella, probably way better is to get 2 more shield like Japat and the other Duncan or Aventurine. But in terms of regular cohort, normally, I'm not sure how I plan to rate this tier list. I did say like, I just want how I feel, but I'm not sure what each tier represent. Is it the enjoyment, the effectiveness? I guess it's to just how overall I feel about it, right? So I want to say it helped a lot early game. If you manage to get 4, which is the big hit, you get 2 is great on like the first 2 like node, right? You can clear the first wave and hopefully the team can sustain defeat the rest. But in order to really have it be effective, you really need 4 so that the train can hit multiple times. And this effectiveness increase much better once you get of course 6, but mainly weld. Once you get weld, you extend the cycle duration and keep on having a dash press ram into an enemy. So and you get to play with Himiko Nova, which I think is pretty fun, right? So I think it's a solid A, right? Maybe I'll change it later on, but it's a solid A. Next, Ballerbog. Okay, Ballerbog, that one. So, remember how I say it's based on overall every patches? Yeah, the reason why I love using Ballerbog, and let me remember who's Ballerbog first. So, in a standard Ballerbog team, you would have normally Jupat, but Jupat is okay. Let me add Jupat in still. I'm surprised Jupat is an advisor now. So is Pella. Is Ballerbog just like not used? Who the fuck is the non-Ballerbog? Up until you only have 4, but you only start using Zilla. What? Zilla, Natasha, Jupat, and Bronya? That's kind of crazy. 6 Ballerbog, but they don't really have anything with 6 Ballerbog, just 4. I think they still do the same. I'm not sure how much it changed. Yeah, they still mainly do the same. So Ballerbog is a fun one if you have a certain special unit that able to A, take in, have the Ballerbog emblem, and B, have a shit ton of action. Any action in a single turn, right? So back then, I believe what I do is you put in QQ and you put in Ballerbog in QQ. The reason why is because QQ then every time do empowered skill to empower his auto, it considered as an action for Ballerbog and will trigger the stack. I believe it's like 12 stack, then Ballerbog attack. It was really good, especially if you manage to get skill point buff. So I will probably go like Ceridra. Who else skill point? I can't remember. I think Sparkle, obviously. Sparkle. There we go. And ideally would use Archer, but I think early on you will use like Duncan, right? But you'll probably replace it with Archer. It is a bit odd because there's too many front line if you want to put in Bronya added in, because Bronya will change depending on whether they are Ballerbog or Blood Flame, right? But since your standard Ballerbog now only have 4 units without advisor, kind of have Bronya, and all of them except for Natasha is a front piece, so it's on field. So putting Qingque in means that she will be a front and therefore you can't really use these tools. So it's kinda hard, unless I guess now you can put in. Now is probably a good idea to put in rain to get the main thing about skill point is that you want to get the big prize. You want to get the chance of getting big prize so that every time you skill using Qingque, you have a chance to get free another turn, and with that another turn you can hopefully get enough skill point to keep going infinitely. That's the idea. You hope, really pray that you get to infinite, because every stack just keep triggering Velobot, and Velobot does good damage. I'm not sure how the damage scale near the high end level, but when I use it at the time, it's not even that high, but it kind of struggled at the third plate. So regular Velobot, let's say you don't have emblem, right? We have to take into account we don't always have the team for it. Most likely you don't have advisor, you don't have emblem. If you want to brute force it, you most likely only get 4 Velobot. Looking at this comp, like, what can you do with it? I think you'll want to hyper carry your Zilla then, right? You want to hyper carry your Zilla, get it more, have more follow up. But I don't think I've ever done successfully hyper carry Zilla, so I cannot speak on that behalf how effective that is. So for now, Velobot with QQ is like a B, but without QQ I think it's a C, mainly because it also is very tedious with QQ to spam E all the time just to deal like a small percentage of damage of the enemy, just to keep on going and hope that Velobot or the engineer creation can kill the wave. It takes a long time, right? It does win you the game, I think, but it's kind of miserable to play. Next we have Steron Hunter. Okay, this is a bit special that I actually don't use or have used pure Steron Hunter. No, actually, it's like I definitely trigger for Steron Hunter before, but I never like purposefully aim for it, I guess. So we have 1, 2. Obviously we have advisor Silwolf also, regular Silwolf. Oh wow! I just realized there's a difference. Cap actually increased by 2. Is there any difference between this and this? It does. Yeah, your skill does change. Okay, but most likely you go here, and lastly Firefly. Okay, normally you Steron Hunter on a bond, a team comp, when one of them others bond you're playing. Like for example, if you want to play Dot, I think most likely for full effect you play Dot, right? You go with Dot. Okay, let's say we don't have regular Silwolf. Let's say you want to go Dot, so it'll be you. Oh, I forgot that it reduced Dot to only them. Okay. Who is again? I know it's you. There's one more, right? Nope. Yeah, Hyselin. Right, Hyselin. Ooh, this is a bit awkward. You cannot. Ooh, this is a bit hard because you cannot get 4 Steron unless you want to forfeit one of them. But then again, you already have this does trigger 5 dots, so technically you can remove, like for example, Pella. There's not Pella, Asta. Asta, then you can get 4 Steron Hunter. The gimmick of Steron Hunter is that after a certain amount of action done by all all of them, they're depending on how many bond, one of them will be like affected by the Star Hunter, which allow them to do a free follow-up. Sorry, free follow-up. Based on who's the Star Hunter, right? And I think at 4, obviously, sorry, you have 2 of them. It's pretty good on a few units. I think it's most effective on Silverwolf and Kafka. And here's a confession: I never see the appeal of Firefly. I'm sorry. She's part of the break team, but I honestly feel like Firefly does way less than Boothill will ever do in a break team comp. Like, even if you go full break with full Steroid Hunter, I'm not sure whether Firefly will have effect. Obviously, 3-star Firefly will probably outshine a lot, but most of the time you won't get it, and most of the time you only have like 1 star, even 2-star. I don't know whether I got 2-star, but I don't see it being much better than Boothill. So that's a foreshadow, I guess, not foreshadow, more like a spoiler when I'm going to talk about break. But and okay, last time we have Oblade as Terror Hunter, right? Oblade as Terror Hunter, you perform the follow-up attack, which I think is so meh, right? It doesn't really do much, so I don't think you should ever put Blade as the Star Hunter. And also, Silverwolf or regular Silverwolf, it does it's much better than Blade, and it does provide the debuff, but once you already have the debuff on the enemy, I don't think it stacks, right? Like, I think it's capped at a certain point, which obviously the main other thing is that you also add extra weakness, but at a certain point I feel like it's unnecessary. You just want to do some more damage, which I feel like Kafka and Silverwolf 999 will provide, especially level 999 with Elation, to do a free Elation follow-up or Elation skill. That I feel like is the most worth it, right? Other than that, if I go for full Steroid Hunter, I don't know, because I'm not taking into account of investment strategy, because I sure think there's certain investment strategy that makes certain bond ridiculously way different play style and much better, right? But I think pure Steroid Hunter, unless you're going for like Dot or Elation, you don't really have much use case, but it definitely is very effective on when you do let them have it accompany. It's definitely a very sub DPS board, right? But I don't think you like be excited. It's like, oh my god, Steroid Hunter, right? You're like, oh, neat, you know, it's pretty neat. It don't win you game, but you don't mind having. So I think it's a C, right? Cosmic Scholar. Okay, let's presume we're not in the end game, because okay, it's kind of hard because I have been only playing end game as of late. Also, I feel like this is gonna be a long tier list. So strap in. So Cosmic Scholar is one of those scaling comp where the longer you have it, the way better it becomes, but you really need to let it start off fast. You need to let it start, hit the ball rolling, and get it quickly done as soon as possible, right? There's only 5 characters, right? And I believe I don't think there's any new, or did they remove any character? Cannot recall. But let me take a sip of water. you really, if you want to use Cosmic Scholar at the end game, you need to ensure that you have the bond almost like a 4 Cosmic Scholar, like Note 4 or earlier. Anything later, I feel like it would not help much, right? And not only you have Note 4 and earlier, you need to have already like 2 star, because how it does is that you can stack based on your star level of your character. The higher the level, the higher the star, the more DNA it provides, right? So obviously if you manage to get 4 star, that's a lot, but it's kind of hard to get 4 star unless you have a certain investment strategy, right? That's why I said you really need to get that investment strategy that you exponent this bond fast and early, because near the end you barely gonna get enough to reach level 9, which does, I cannot remember, because the longer you let it scale, obviously it gives extra more buff and healing and reward. The reward is based on the level, and I can't remember, there's probably a table, I'm not gonna look at the table, but there's certain loot table based on how long or how what the level is. I'm not sure it's fixed, I don't think it's fixed, but obviously the higher the better the loot. I cannot recall the time where I hit level 9. I believe level 10 is the max. I think I hit level 9 or whatever the max is. I only hit 1 level before, because there's no way there's another level after that. I just know there's no way. But the reward is like pretty good. I think like an extra free slot because of Belt Gem, but it's not gonna win you the game right off the bat. You really need to rely on your other bond to do damage, right? You really need to rely. The easiest one to go for is AoE, right? So AoE, or you want to go for follow up, I think also would work, because normally you will go no, you don't normally go IPC. I was thinking, do you normally go IPC? I mean, you normally could go IPC because of very early AoE. So you can go IPC with this. So I think if I were to do it, I will do like this for most of my Cosmic Scholar run. Obviously we need Topaz. So we have full set of IPC ready, and we want to trigger 5 AoE, so normally I put Anazagris. And one more, I guess, I can't really put Jingyuan. Oh yeah, 3B. Yeah, I think this is tend to be what I will follow. It makes use of most of the bond pretty well. If I have a Cosmic Scholar, I will try to put it on either whoever is the highest star level. Most of the time you'll try to get an Zagreus all the way up. As the only 3 star. Once you're near the high level, the 3 star is the most common you're gonna get. So you expect this kind of for Cosmic Scholar. And if you hit it, I feel like, sure, I think you can win, right? I do think this should be able to win, but it's gonna be hard depending on how much Cosmic Scholar you have, and whether or not you can survive, because adventuring itself is kinda not sustainable for long. Isn't Blade will rock? I'm not sure how long the delay is when you send that. I assume we're still talking about Cosmic Scholar, but this maybe, I feel like it's a general debuff, sure, right? I like to think that Bond would have higher priority than individual skill, Maybe I'm wrong, right? And I don't like test every combination, but if I have a free slot, would definitely think of it. But this is how I would not be go to utilize every single bond activated. But I don't know. I feel like I tend to get scammed. I tend to get scammed using Cosmic Scholar. It's one of those things. It's like you get it early, you get hype, and then once you reach the end, it's like, oh man, I don't do enough. It's a B. It's fun. It is for World 20. For both high and low. So I feel like if high, you definitely not worth it, right? But it's definitely fun if it's on a lower difficulty. But right now I've only been playing on high because I want to reach the max. So I think it's a fair 20, a fair B. Yippers. IPC. I mean, I already have the IPC here. I don't see how else you use IPC. Obviously, I think if you want to go IPC, you most likely either going AoE or follow up all the way. Top on, yeah, we'll reach there as soon. But let's see. For IPC, why they delete all of them? So Jade, Topaz, and Aventurine. You already have 2 follow up. I think the easiest is probably go follow up. So I guess I also talk follow up after this. So itself is one of the weakest, I think, like least creative bond. I'll be honest. You think that, oh wow, a full like corporation of like the most wealthiest person alive will have much more like special effect, but no, you just have extra scaling, or not scaling, just percentage. Like even the tree bond, getting Topaz, which is not gonna be easy, but getting Topaz to trigger 3 doesn't really feel that worth it. You're gonna get 3 coin per node. 3 coin per node. By the time you get Topaz, it's probably like either, if you get really lucky, at the end of phase plane 2, else it'll be like early plane 3. The 3 coin, what's at the IPC will probably give you like 15 coin, right? Give or take. I don't think it's that worth it. 100 off field and 25 shield. Obviously off field is the 2 IPC core, and on field is 4 Aventurine. There's no on field, it's just shield. So it's pretty. It's actually one of the lamest. I would say kind of lame, the bond. You pick it just because you can. It's along the way. It just helped a bit for your early carry. But it's not something like, oh my god, IPC, no way, right? So it's like, whatever. Since I'm already halfway built it, I might as well just start talking about follow up. Okay, so this follow up is a bit different from what I normally used because of Asheville. And actually, no, I did play this version of follow up with Asheville. But Asheville, Cypher, who is it again? I cannot remember. Obviously, Fei Shao, Dr. Rachel, and Robin. Short place, please. Okay. I mean, I feel like for early game definitely would have. This is not bad. Like for early difficulty. Late difficulty, you really need to hopefully get this unified attack, is it? Yeah, unified attack to do a lot of damage. If you cannot consistently, because I feel like this bond, one of the biggest drawback about this bond is not the bond itself, it's actually what debuff the enemy have, like what I don't know what it's called, like the start of there's like 3 or 4 debuff you get per run. Depending on what it is, it will ruin your entire comp. So give me a sec and let me just how do I do this again? It's such a long time since I do this. Okay. So one of the most hard counter for follow-up is the one every 7 action you do, the enemy advances 100%. That is the most bullshit. I have to fight against that one time. I was stupid to try to go for follow-up, but actually fighting against it is the most miserable thing ever. There's not only that, there's any advancement on enemy completely ruin this bond, right? But if you have a chance to actually stack the attack consistently, I think this can be really powerful. I also think it's really dependent on whether you can get 9 with the emblem and who you put it on. The thing is that I'm not really know who's the best to put it on. Generally, you want to put it on someone obviously to have a lot of action. Who would do that? I generally have no idea who's probably good at that. I think I put in on Zagreus because he can attack twice as a backfield. I generally think that's pretty good. Don't know who else to put on the other one. I think it's depending on who have like the highest ranking at that time. 3B probably. I think 3B would also help. Not only that, they also help trigger the AoE attack, which does provide some extra stuff. But mainly for the buff itself. That or any like debuffer, to be fair, also would work, right? Because we already have Cypher in, so Blade is actually not bad, yeah, because Blade can also follow up. Pella is generally always good, and if you do manage to get 9 and without have to deal with enemy debuff and able to actually have your unit consecutively attack in a row, it's pretty fun. But is it gonna win you most of the time, or you have it trigger most of the time? No. But if it does, it does. I think it's a A. If it does, it does. Right. Otherwise, it's pretty meh. Okay. What's next? What's that thing? Outworld Adventure. What is it called? Who have it? You have it. Galactic Voyager. Completely wrong naming, but okay. Let's see if I can recall who is in it. We have you. I think Evanesia. Yep, Evanesia. Okay, I'm gonna hear someone snoring. Apologies. Someone is sleeping in the room with me, so that's why I can't really talk too loud. Dr. Ratio. Who else? I can't remember. Gonna take forever. Alright, Argentine. Right, Argentine. And then Locha Sparksy. Interesting. I don't consider Sparksy as Galactic Voyager. I guess they didn't put in Planecadia as a bond, because there's not really Planecadia bond, there's more elation bond. So I guess. And last one is Welt. I can see Welt. I can see Welt. So 7. If you get 7 is. I never actually gotten full Galaxy Voyager, mainly because I feel like just getting the extra stats, because it's just pure stats. You get fucking pure stats on all your unit, double for Galaxy Voyager, so it's like 300% to be 600% of each of these. Is that enough to win you the game at higher tier? I don't know. I never gotten it, but to me it doesn't feel like it. Unless you're facing an enemy, not enemy. You have the enemy debuff that say your bond damage deal less, but your individual unit deal more. Maybe you can try to do this, right? Once you're here, you probably might as well just get one more AHA elation to trigger AHA, because that will benefit for your Evanesia and 3B. Probably the best is to go this way to get also Express Cohort, just to get the extra damage at the start. So I think this is probably the most sad team. I want to try this. I want to try this once. How would I think? I mean, in terms of like gameplay, it's just pure stats, so you're only relying on your unit. How each of the individual unit, would they gel well together, right? Your active unit, this use a lot. This use skill point all the time. This you want to try to use skill point all the time. This consume every skill point you have. This also want to use skill point to generate ulti. You want out. I mean, this one generally itself will provide quite a lot of value. Obviously, it's a 5 cost, but yeah. This is mainly for dot. If you don't really play dot, I don't know what how effective this by itself will be. The healing, I guess these are only sustained if you want to go like that. I feel like U3 will try to trigger your elation combo, so this will probably put a Sparksy. And honestly, what I think is that what you really want is to get another skill point, just so you can help Sparksy out. So you can. I don't think this one is good. Maybe you actually just bring Sparkle, right? Putting there buff Sparksy for, because I feel like this is probably your main DPS other than Dr. Ratio. I don't know. If I want to go full like this, doesn't work. But since Galaxy Voyager can be triggered with just one unit itself, it's obviously meant to be as a just a side extra. It's like I don't know who to put in. I have an extra slot. Might as well just put in Galaxy Voyager. I don't think you're meant to go full unless you have like specific investment for it. But other than that, I don't. Yeah. I also think it's D. Right. It's useful. It's like how IPC is technically useful with stats, but I don't think stats is useful enough. Okay, I'll try to speed up because holy shit, it's gonna take forever. I went through just like 7 bond as 40 minutes. Okay, so we have the Wolf Hunt. Okay, I don't need to show. Okay, I'm not gonna show each time, so you need to recall who Wolf Hunt is. But I recently played Wolf Hunt, and I can just tell you right off the bat, I hate Wolf Hunt with a passion. You scale it takes forever to scale. It's scaled based on equipment. More equipment, the higher the scaling is. But unless you have like infinite equipment, even then you have like, I don't know. I feel like I got a lot of equipment during that one run. I got Wolf Hunt quite early with more bond. I still couldn't get max level, right? Because the higher the level, the more powerful your what's the further your wolf? What's the race called? I completely forgot the race name. Oh well, the wolf to do damage, and even if you like, I reached like the second last level, it does not enough damage at high level. It's so not worth it. So not worth it. Most of the unit, it's not really that well to facilitate to, because most of the time you want to play wolf hunt, and I might as well do it now with blood flame. Yeah, I can find blood flame. There you go. I hate blood flame with a passion. These two, they don't do shit, I swear. Blood flame obviously use HP, so most of the time you're gonna die, but most of them have a way to sustain, especially like my day that can revive, or ways to recover health back and like, you know, not die. But you can't shield, you can only heal a bit, but based on how much your HP fluctuate, you do damage back, but the damage back will never be enough. It's never gonna be enough. Maybe very early on at a higher rank, yes, on the early flame, but other than that, no. Nah. Night Demigod, I don't know why I hate it. The concept of, I don't even know what this skill of, I never use it, but I just never find the appeal of it. Okay, who is in Night Demigod? So, Cypher, Danghun, Hyceline, no, your day, Castris, Evernight, where's Evernight? Evernight's 4 costs, and I can't remember who. Oh, My Day, and obviously My Day, and Cerebra, and lastly Cyrene. Because Cyrene is both day and night. So you're most likely gonna do this. You want full Night Demigod? Here's your full Night Demigod. So this, after combat, perfect victory. You want perfect victory. You're not gonna get perfect victory unless you have like certain investment that let you get perfect victory. You're not gonna get perfect victory, especially early on with My Day as your main core. My Day's Cypher, really? No, you're not gonna get perfect victory. So all of this will not do at all. You're gonna get like minimum stack. You're just gonna, am I gonna save those lineups? Or you mean no? I'm just showing just to see what unit they are in the bond. But you're for Night Demigod, this I don't think it provide much. And the reward, unless I didn't get very far. Even if I do get far, I'm not sure what possible reward to help this comp to win, because it seemed like a mess, right? You have Cerebra, want to enhance your follow-up. You have mainly because most of the Night Demigod have Blood Flame, you must also add in Blood Flame unit in, right? So who else can I add in? Here's already 7. You can add more. I feel like I most probably add one more. Even the best probably Bronya. Sure, let's say this is a comp, right? So who is Cerebra buff? I guess Bronya, but Bronya doesn't do attack, you only advance, so you don't put Bronya, you only can put in Castris. Castris skill is not the main effect, if I'm not mistaken. I don't use Castris. I think you mainly use Castris for his dragon. You could, I mean, in the outstate, Castris skill does do quite a decent chunk, but I think most of the time you only use it for the dragon burst. But maybe you're not meant to do that for Blood Flame. But yeah, Sarita can only buff Castries. Sure, I still okay. Cypher. I feel really out of place. Doesn't really have much to do with follow up. It does provide a debuff. Sure, the ultimate should able to maybe try to execute the enemy. Hopefully, then you have your Bronya, sure, buff, enhance your Cerebra, I guess. That's like the only one that's useful. Last, and your Cyrene. Does help with like most of them in the Amphorius team, but I don't see. I mean, this whole thing boil down whether or not Castries can like carry the team. Because my day is not gonna do shit, right? Evernight would help a bit because my Evernight is able to help with Castries. I guess in this comp you also want to put in Hyacinth. So I guess if you don't have Bronya yet, you can put in Hyacinth for sustain, which I think this one does. You know what? Maybe. I never try it, so it could be a thing. All I'm saying is that I don't trust this. I don't trust this stack scaling stuff. I feel like, especially you need to get perfect victory. You're not gonna get perfect victory at the start. Maybe at the end, you might do well with Castries Hyper carry. But how likelihood you're gonna reach that point? How much HP you're gonna have remaining? Whether or not you actually have enough item, you'll probably have enough item. Item is not really an issue in this game, but is it gonna be enough? I don't know. To me, I don't feel like it's gonna do much, but I can see the vision. I'm gonna bump it up. I can see the vision. I need to fully test it out before I can truly say it's dog, but the fact that it's part Blood Flame is also kind of annoying me. So that's that. Day Demigod is by default is here. Mainly you use Day Demigod to get free item, and that item is normally for Agalia. You wanna go super speed Agalia, 10 million action Agalia, and you keep going Agalia to trigger the ultimate, which should also help trigger energy. The bond itself to just provide item, it does provide some good item, but I don't know, because it's always a fixed set item, you're most likely just gonna get the, what is this thing called, propeller to put Agalia, and that's about it. Maybe you get a fourth one because this supply box and weapon supply is actually pretty good. I don't think you're ever gonna get 6 because you need to get 6 with this set of unit of people like Hyselin. Really, Hyselin? What the fuck are you gonna do, Hyselin? You're gonna go 6 with what, 4 dot? Doesn't really feel right? I feel like the idea is you want to get an emblem to get 6, but then again you put this, you can't really put this as Agalia. Agalia is your main thing to trigger energy, so the bond itself is not that useful after 4. I think that's fair to say. But 2 and 3 and 4 those seem quite good use. It does provide the free item that helps a lot. Is it can I even put them a higher tier than the others? I don't know. It helps, right? But in terms of the bond itself, it barely do much. Okay, I was very confused of what this is until I hover over the image. This is Galaxy Ranger. Forgot how Galaxy Ranger bond look like. Okay, Galaxy Ranger. You might call me crazy, but But I kinda fuck with Galaxy Ranger. I don't know, something about Galaxy Ranger as a bond seemed pretty fucking good. This seemed crazy, I know. Galaxy Ranger probably is not even that good. Right. It's probably not even that good. But just something about the idea of you can just put Galaxy Ranger at the back line to buff a singular Galaxy Ranger. That idea sounds cool. And with the introduction of Asheville, you have frontline and backline to able to do damage now. You don't only solely rely on singular on-field Galaxy Ranger. Right? So most of the time, because you already have 2 break, you'll go full break Galaxy Ranger. I think that would be the most logical play, right? Because otherwise your value for boot heal is boot heal Rappa. I mean, if you, I guess you can go debuff, but you start with 1 debuff. You already spent 4. You might as well go full debuff, then full Galaxy Ranger. You can add on like Asheville, like for 2 Galaxy Ranger, with the debuff, sure. But if you want to go full Galaxy Ranger, you definitely want to go break, right? And it just seemed very fucking fun to level up your star of your back and a backline Galaxy Ranger to really enhance your main DPS, which in most cases is boot heal, which benefit quite a lot from the enhanced power and speed. It's pretty good. It's pretty fun when it actually works. I didn't realize they also advanced 100 when entering combat. To be fair, this 4th one doesn't seem like the jump from this to this, not the craziest thing ever. But the fact that this also, because they never say this, also, oh sorry, it does only apply to on-field character. So Ashfield doesn't get the buff. Oh. For some reason I thought Ashfield would gain a buff. No, Ashfield will not gain a buff. Either way, Ashfield still can do something unlike this to Bozo. Now, I guess I can also follow up, but not really talking about follow up, but follow up with break. I fuck with break. Mainly I love break boot heal. Absolutely stack out speed and just destroy the enemy. I feel like break have really good scaling near the end game. The only issue and the main issue is whether or not the enemy can recover fast enough. That's the whole thing. Early on, you really rely on Fugue. You really need a Fugue to break as much as possible so that you get the bond activator to do damage to the other, right? Later on, once you can easily break the toughness, the main thing is that they get delayed, and not only they get delayed, they don't recover the toughness, right? Because of Ron May, and because of that, you don't get to trigger more break and gain more stack for your bond. Hence, your damage from the bond, which is your most of the damage, other than from boot heal, kind of be missing. So, oddly enough, funnily enough, Run May kind of ruined break. If you don't have Run May and you can get full break without Run May, or as high as you can get naturally, with the addition of Run May removed, but you have an emblem to replace Run May, you can do quite well. I feel like the remove the delay, have them recover, then your boot heal can able to attack again to trigger more break, trigger more stack, counter, to trigger the bond, to trigger more energy, to trigger more ulti, and hopefully rinse and repeat until they die. It's pretty good, pretty well. So absolutely thumbs up with break. Penacony. Okay, Penacony is similar to Galaxy Voyager, but the difference is that You need a specific unit, and you can select which unit to amplify it much more. For some reason, I feel like it's better than Casey Voyager, right? Let me see the buff. So you have, well, Gallagher. Oh, they call it the Planet Festivity. I call it Panagoni, same difference, to be fair. So you have Gallagher, Sparkle, I'll try to see who is in here. Sunday, Robin, and Black Swan. 5. Oh, Dahlia. The Dahlia. I forgot about you. Okay, normally you get 5 with Advisor. Gallagher would get 6. So, this one is from the perspective of Gallagher. So, I'm not sure how you change it, I guess. Sparkle is skill point based. Basically, it gives stats and gives some extra effect based on who you chosen. So Gallagher earlier was break and healing. This one is obviously damage and skill point. Sunday would be on and off field, but it have way higher percentage. Generally, if you have a lot of unit, you tend to want Sunday. But that wait, I think it's no. I think based on, it should be the emblem. I don't know how to. Sorry, I don't know how to trigger the emblem version of this. But yeah, if you get emblem, it also provides stats amplification. And I do think the more emblem is based on how many emblem. The more emblem you have, the better than Sundays, right? Miss Robin is just crit. I'll be honest, I feel like Miss Robin is probably the weakest. 55 crit rate or lucky hit rate. Unless you're going for lucky strat, not really seem that useful. Black Swan is, you want to go full legendary, but if you want to go full legendary, you lose like 5 other slots, so you have like at most like 5 other slots to have 5 cost character if you want to maximize this. I think I don't know. I don't think you'll see Black Swan unless you somehow hit like 3-star Silver, 3-star Serene. Then probably Black Swan is pretty good. And last one is, you can know, I don't even see what Dahlia is. Break and speed. So same thing, because they're mainly for the break comp. They're both from the same break and speed. So I mean, it provides stats. I think the only unique part is that if you go skill point, Sparkle's version would help a good amount early on. But I think C is probably fair. C is probably fair. Holy Grail, and I only use it once. I feel like it have potential. It really have potential. But sometimes it's very RNG based. You might get good, maybe, but you might get bad. I think it's also based on the unit. The unit are all the fake characters. You're not gonna get Archer that early. Not Gallagher, what's his name again? Gilgamesh. I'll be honest, doesn't really feel the DPS role. Rin don't think can carry alone. Even though Rin have the follow up by herself, it still seems pretty good. but does consume a lot of skill point, which is for your most team if you're not playing with skill point. And Saber, I'll be honest, Saber is pretty ass. Maybe we can let Gilgamesh, but be better. But Zenzo. Zenzo is very similar to Bellabog and Express. They have a fixed set, and then per action they increases his action speed, advances, and speed mainly. And he do damage. I think his damage. I don't know how he scales his damage. On me base damage. Oh wow, 4-star. A 4-star Zenzo provided by 25%. That's crazy. So it's advanced percentage, not speed. So your base speed at this much. So you do flat damage. They say base damage. I don't know base of what. Base from who? Increase base, like increase lightning lord base damage. Like base from who? I assume based on your Zenzo character, that would make the most sense. So the better your Zenzo character, probably do more damage. That would make sense. I'm not sure if that is exactly it, or they really just have a flat amount. But from what I can see, they do quite well. Like if you on parallel on the bond with the plane, I think like you need to get 5 on first plane boss, 7 on second plane boss, and you try to like max out your character, because it's very hard to get 10. At 10 I think you're fine, but 7 you really need to hope that you have enough HP to maybe like just cruise through it, or have other way to do damage. But this thing, early on really great, later on doesn't really feel have enough oomph. The character is fine, I believe. You have sustain. The only one that kind of sucky is field, because you lose you don't have break. I think most of the time you want to go for debuff or skill point. You can go skill point early and then add on a debuff for Yanqing. You can also add in AoE if needed, but I don't think you're gonna add break, because otherwise then field also doesn't provide much. But Zenzo does pretty well. I think if you have the emblem, if you add certain character that can do a lot of is it based on action? Based on action, right? Wait, action? Is it the same wording as Battlebot? Take action. Wait. Oh, you already are Zenzo. Oh, you already. Wait, what? Zenzo QQ. Isn't that just good? I think Zenzo will be amazing. I think another one, I don't know who does a lot of action. Maybe Himiko Nova, Zagreus. I mean your standard like Pella, Blade, or I don't think Mozart. Oh my god, I just realized Jingyuan is a 1 cost and a 5 cost. Wait, what? Jingyuan is a 1 and a 5 cost? I didn't even realize. What the fuck is it? Oh my god. Since when is the 1 cost too? Anyhow. I learn something new every day. AoE. Oh, AoE. I like AoE. Me like AoE. Mainly because you can really do a lot, really hurt a lot if you absolutely stack the speed out of an Zagreus and keep letting him auto. Keep letting him auto because he's the one that can do multiple action at once without being affected by enemy. Right? If enemy can slow, at least it doesn't affect an Zagreus. So just keep fucking out or stack the speed, and then eventually he will carry you. So just because of that, it's great. But you really need to rely on 5 bond. 3 bond doesn't really do much. 5 bond is very sad, right? So, which is not that bad to hit, right? Other AoE character, again, mainly you want to go to IPC, if you want to go for add-on extra for a Jade, you can go follow up, not follow up, what the fuck, you can give the AoE bond or emblem to Aventurine and Topaz to hit that 9, but is it 9? I think it's 9, right? Highest will be 9. Then it's okay. Heal, you kind of need it by side. What do you do? I think I just put it C because it's one of those things that's like necessary, right? Debuff is not bad. I just don't like certain character in it, right? I think debuff is actually really good. Mainly, Pella and Welt is the main powerhouse in your debuff. Other debuff, okay, Zhao Q. I completely really forgot Cypher. Blade, Akron. I guess Akron is the main carry, right? Akron and Yanqing. Boom. Anyone else? One more. Who else is debuff? Follow up. Not debuff. Not debuff. Not debuff. Debuff. You're not a debuff. What? Okay, that's it. You need to get one more emblem to get to wait. You can. There is one way. You're gonna sink one of them though, but you can get this and then get 8. So technically it's possible to get 8 using this. Doesn't seem that bad to get. Does seem pretty fun to try out. And I do think debuff can provide quite a lot of value. Again, mainly from Welt. Big powerhouse. Pella, to really hurt them early on. Obviously you have to use a carry, which early on Akron would suffice. But I feel like the others, I mean Blade provided the debuff, all of them provide pretty well. Obviously Zhao Q helped a lot with Akron, and it's not bad. It's not bad. I never play it like this, mainly because there's Yanqing that I hit Yanqing to a cast that I don't play anymore. But I never try it. Maybe it's like the most goated thing ever. But from what little I've used, it seemed pretty good. Right? It could even be A, but I want to put it B because the potential is there. I'll put a high B. Dot. So as one would expect, Dot is pretty good. It's really good. The only issue with Dot is that you don't really have. This is before this current patch. Before this, I feel like Dot is pretty good. Now I'm not sure. I haven't played Dot in this patch because the Dot here in this patch is a bit wank. You have Pella because you don't have Shampoo anymore. You have Zhao Q for Dot, which I find it very weird. So you have Kafka, Hyselin, and Black Swan, right? And you have 5. Obviously, you want to get a 6. And once the Dot really hit, it's super fun to look at. it's super fun to look at. It completely turned one of my game over once I hit 6, I think. If I'm not mistaken, I did get hit 6. But it's one of those comp that you can rely on. Right? Because it scales with the enemy. I feel like you can't mess it up. The faster the enemy act, well, they're just gonna take more dot, right? It's so useful. Then removing shampoo to become an advisor will hurt quite a lot. But Jockey, I find it the most odd, to be fair. And this is why I say Galaxy Ranger is Galaxy Terror Hunter is tend to be here, because you want to help trigger Kafka a bit more. So if you get like Seal Wolf, Standard, and I guess Blade, I would say this is pretty good. I don't think it's needed to go all the way for 4, because you don't really need a second one. What's the second? I guess second one will be you, because you're not gonna do much. I'll be honest here, right? Maybe what you can do is that you get a second blade in. I guess if you get it very early, but that 3 advisors seem kind of hard to come by. So yeah, dot. I don't like to play. I don't like to play energy. Energy is good, but I just don't. I hate Agalia. I hate Agalia. I put it next to Day Demigod. It's just Agalia city. It's nothing more. I don't think there's much to say. It's just Agalia. Shield is the same as fucking heal. You need it. You hope that you don't need it, but you do need it, so that's it. Elation is just broken. I feel like I play enough Elation to let you see how broken it is. I never see any use of quantum signification. Okay, yeah. Let me just put this in first. Skill point. Just to help facilitate some of the unit, like Danghen, Sparksy, QQ. I feel like it's fun. I put up here mainly is because it's fun, right? Having Archer, skill point, use case, give everyone item, oh, that seems pretty good, right? But it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna help itself. You need to rely on the unit and the bond, the other faction of the unit itself. Okay, back to what I want to say. What I want to say again is quantum, right? So I never once understand the use case of quantum. There's only 4, and there's only 4 characters. It's not QQ anymore. I don't think it's ever QQ, but it's Sparkle. Okay, I remember it's Sparkle. Full Strength, it's Sparkle. Zilla. Do I remember who's the last one? Quantum last one. Oh, it's the last Quantum. Can I Seal Wolf. Oh, Treeby, right. Okay, technically you only need 4. Oh sure, you can go 5, never mind. 5. Okay, let me read this, because I actually never fucking know what it does. I think I read it, but it just, my brain doesn't compute or see the effect. Increase damage taken by enemy. So okay, that part is fine. Quantum Resonance. Character obtain synchronized frequency with the quantum symbol, which enhance ability effect. Each stack enhances the ability of quantum resonant character. So with 2, you gain 1 stack, increase damage received by enemy by 15%. So this is X amount of stack and how much damage they taken. So what you're telling me is that each of them have a special effect. I see. They only enhance the character. Oh, they're not like a special bond to let you carry. They just help you make the character feel better. So will increase lucky strike damage, will increase crit damage. Okay, so far it's pretty ass. Less than 9% plus. How many stack times 3? Oh, you need 5. Okay, I get it now. You need 5 to get 4 stack, just so you can shove it in Zilla, so that Zilla can get what? 9 plus 4, let's say 4 times 3 is 12, 9, 21, 21% to execute. 21% to execute. Actually, how do you gain it? Do you just gain just flat out like that? So when they say 4, what does it for me? 4 frequency will additionally increase. So what, for every stack, how much it provides? Okay, brief. Why brief is up? Now, okay, I understand now. Why the fuck is that brief explanation? Wait, that's actually. That is actually not bad. Whoa, that's 50% more damage taken. If I have 5 resonant, that is extra 50 plus 100. Okay. This live update, just from reading that, just from reading that, I feel like that seemed kinda, not say bastard, seemed kinda fun. But I think the reason I put it S is because I'm Omega biased with Quantum. So to see that Quantum actually have some fucking fun stuff, I feel like that's also a main part of the bond. You want the bond to do something fun. You don't want the bond just to increase stats, let you survive better, let you attack one more time, right? You want the bond to actually, feel like it's built for that specific comp to do something extra, right? Other than Dawn, okay, Dawn just do Dawn stuff, right? Elation have Aha that can also equip item. Quantum can let you enhance your skill based on how many stacks, which I think is pretty neat. Galaxy Ranger let you fucking put off-field a character to enhance. I feel like that's so fucking creative. But creative is a big stretch, but so fucking unique, I guess. Break is, it's break, but the fact that you have a counter you can stack to unleash a powerful move is pretty effective. Like this one, I think A is around the effective territory instead of like pretty unique effect, right? Express Cohort, the train, amazing concept. Fucking choo, especially take into account of Navigator from Himiko Nova, make it very much more flavorful. Follow up the unified attack, fantastic. And the fact that you're allowed to hit 7 unit maximum because of add-on with a 2 weird blob at the side, make it so much more helpful for AoE. Debuff, then here is like they do stuff, but but you don't. It helps. It helps definitely. So like debuff, Cosmic Scholar, Zenzo, skill point. It helps if you got them with a specific comp that's like already high in rank. It will definitely helps a lot, right? Here it's like sometimes it's like it either assists with other bond or it get a job done, but your I don't feel fun doing it. Battlebog, unless I'm not playing QQ, maybe I feel fun. Maybe I can finally try out Zilla Quantum Battlebog, and I'll change my opinion on Battlebog. But Day Demigod and energy is just for Agalia. Maybe you can play without Agalia being the hyper carry, but I don't trust it. This is a support. This one I don't trust the stack because you can never get perfect victory. Stats, sustain, stats, shit, and I don't even know what you do. Voila. Everything that I want to say is finally over. Obviously, this does not include the unique bond. So obviously, a lot of the 5 cost characters have unique bond. I'm not gonna go through all of them because there's just individual unit that I need to rank. I'm not gonna do individual unit. The bond itself is already take 1.5 hours. Holy. Happy 1200 day anniversary ? And I'm glad I can rank this. I think this is a very good ranking. One of the better ranking that I think is justified. And who knows? Hopefully they add more. Hopefully they change a lot of them to not just do more than just stats. But one main thing is that hopefully they add another game mode similar to Currency War. Here's my prediction. I never played the new Fate event yet, but Currency War is, we got it because the previous patch got before Currency War we had a Fate which introduces the bond mechanic. Obviously the bond mechanic introduced way before with the Galaxy Baseball Raccoon style game that was inspired with Anomal Domain. But the current event with Fate, which I never seen but I did see some screenshot, seems like a possible potential for a new Currency War style endgame. Like Divergent Universe Currency War. It's like one of those like you don't need a broken, like you don't need to invest in your account, you just boot up the game, go to the event and just play without needing to unlock the character. Hopefully that is the case, right? But hopefully they don't neglect Currency War and Divergent Universe. Divergent Universe kinda got off the back pedal. I feel like a lot of people talk about the mass mechanic not being very effective. I definitely can see it. I do think a more personalized, I don't know, I feel like some of the gimmick on choosing your where you want to go through the card mechanic with level, I think that part can keep. It's the mask on how to level up the mask. That part I think can make a change. But I feel like they're probably gonna add another Anomal Domain. Not Anomal Domain, but you know, the one in Simulator Universe instead of Divergent Universe first, before they change that. They should do that because you can't just leave Anomal Domain as the last one. It's kind of trolling. Okay, I've yapped enough. My throat is dying. Thanks so much for... I'll be honest, I don't think anyone's gonna watch all 1200 days worth of stream or video of my Star Rail. Even if you come and this is your first ever video or stream, thanks for dropping by. You can just go through, you can search up, I don't know how is the most effective. Maybe you can try to search up the day on certain patch release, then try to like do some calculation and try to pinpoint at what specific day I would interact with that patch, because I feel like there's a lot. I really probably, hopefully down in the line, I doubt so, because it takes too much effort. I feel like hopefully down in the line I'm able to have a way to uh, condense or make a compilation on all my journey into a much more digestible form, instead of just stream after stream after stream of just who knows what in between, right? But that's the future me problem. Current me, just gonna enjoy 1,200 days. It's 12 a.m., so I shouldn't be talking so much anymore. But who's not? Hopefully we can get another 1,200 more. Oh Lord, if I get another 1,200 more. The main issue I have right now, at this last statement, the main issue right now, funny enough, let me screenshot this also. This is most likely gonna be the thumbnail of the video. Okay. As I was saying, the main issue right now I have is to come up with a tier list at every 100th day, right? I'm reaching to a point where I'm kind of don't have much thing to rank. But if they keep adding endgame mode, that's thing. I mean, I still have a lot of things I can rank. It's just that a lot of those things take forever. Because the closest one I was thinking of is doing all the Aeon, ranking all the Aeon, but that requires me to read the law, which I'm not against the law. It's just that I don't really want to spend the next 3 hours reading. I'm just saying. So we'll see. The law stream will come one day. With that, thanks so much for coming by. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.